I really hope you didn't just say like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, hello my beautiful budding sommeliers. I'm Stephie and I'm still here with Maddie. We decided to try a couple bottles of wine tonight because, you know what, sue us, we want to get a little drunk. Today I have brought some Carmenere over in our little obscure red wine tasting event that I've prepared for Maddie / you guys. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about Carmenere and where it's grown and about this specific bottle of Carmenere that we're drinking. You know the drill. I'm going to ask you the question again. Do you know anything about Carmenere coming into this?
No.
Okay,
Nothing.
perfect. I love that. I love that. So,
Teach me.
Carmenere, it's not really an obscure red wine grape, but until recently it wasn't mass produced on like an individual level. So Carmenere,
Does that mean per brand?
Like just on its own.
Okay.
Like 10, 20 years ago you probably wouldn't find like just bottles of Carmenere.
Okay.
You would always find them as like part of a blend.
Okay.
So Carmenere is from France and it's originally part of the big 6 Bordeaux grapes. So the blend that's used to make Bordeaux, it's one of the 6 grapes that's allowed in it. But we rarely see it grown in France anymore, which is kind of weird. It kind of fell out of favor. It's only used for blending, so not a whole lot of vineyards grow a lot of it. It kind of just sneaks into field blends and stuff, but it's not usually intentionally planted on a lot of those plots there.
So is this 100% Carmen?
This is 100% Carmenere, but it's not from France, it's from Chile. And Carmenere is actually a very big grape in Chile now, and do you know anything about that?
No.
Okay, it's kind of a funny story actually. So basically what happened is Merlot really took off in Chile, in the valleys of Chile where they grow the wine. And so they planted all this Merlot. They just planted tons and tons and tons of it. And then they tasted the wine and they were like, this tastes kind of weird. This doesn't really taste like Merlot. So they sent it off to an independent body that does testing on the genetics of grapes. And they were like, yo, this is Carmenere. And Chile realized that half the Merlot they thought they'd planted was actually Carmenere. So I had to do something with it. So now Carmenere is really making a comeback. It's really making it as a wine on its own. And it actually grows a lot better in Chile to be a single varietal wine than I'd say it does in France, just because the warmer climate gives it a little bit more dimension, a little bit more time to ripe. It is a grape that takes a little bit more time to ripe than the average. So the hotter climate lets it ripe easier and more consistently and get more ripe before it's harvest time. So those are all really good things that Chile does for Carmenere totally on accident.
I love it.
Great, so let's talk a little bit about the key characteristics of Carmenere, specifically Chilean Carmenere. So it does have quite a deep red flavor, color. I'd call it kind of like a little bit ruby, a little bit garnet. It's kind of in between being purpley and a little orangey.
Yeah, I really see like a fiery.
Yeah, it's fiery.
Like less, for me, like I don't see as much purple as I see like warm.
Yeah, so we call it ruby when it's like purpley. Okay. And burgundy when it's like really purpley, and then garnet when it's a little more like tawny.
Okay.
Weird, I know.
Okay. Garnet vibes.
Yeah, and we're getting garnet vibes. It's usually quite dry. It usually has like some red spice, some fruit, some herbaceous flavors. It's a wine that brings a lot of structure when you mix it with things. So it has like medium tannins, medium body, but it has like a lot of these weird tasting notes that you don't get from every wine. So even if you don't like Carmenere, you might really like blends with Carmenere in them because they just bring a little je ne sais quoi to a wine. So that's exciting. They're pretty medium alcohol as well. They're like 11 to 13.5%-ish. But let's talk about this Carmenere. We have some oak, we have some aging. It's gonna be quite smooth, hopefully, and let's do a little taste.
Okay.
Do you get any smells or tastes that you can think of?
It's a little bit meaty.
I like that. I like that you said that because I always find that with Carmenere, and that's one of the reasons it goes really well with steak and really well with lamb and really well with like meaty dishes.
You want to match the wine.
It's kind of gross, but literally like Carmenere meat is like blood and dirt and like it's like earth and like it's like earth. earthy, and it's like a little bit metallic-y, and it kind of has this like
Dirt.
transgressive feeling to it.
Dirt. Dirt. Oh, this is fancy dirt.
It's medium acidity. It's quite balanced. Even if you don't like the flavors of this wine, some people don't.
Well-rounded.
Carmenere is like a very like distinctive flavor, so not everyone likes it. But I would say it is quite balanced, so the quality is quite good, even if you don't like the taste. It does have quite low tannins though, so speaking from a wine that's like usually a little more structured than that, like usually with find medium tannins, so that's a little surprising. But I actually don't mind it because the flavors are balanced enough, and I don't mind not having like a gritty sandpaper feeling in my mouth.
You think with it being dry that it would have tannins, or are those not related?
They're actually not related at all.
Okay.
Weirdly enough. So tannins are found in grape skins and in the oak, and there are 2 different kinds of tannins, but those are how tannins get into our wine. And you can have dry wine that's white, never touched oak, and that would have no tannins.
Oh, the more you know.
Kind of crazy. So this is a 13.5% ABV for how it's doing on our liver. And for our wallet, it was $17 at the LCBO. So not actually bad for a pretty well-balanced wine.
I agree.
All right, people. This has been lovely. Thank you so much for coming on with me, Maddie.
Thanks for having me.
And I hope you enjoyed our little 2 parts about some more obscure varietals of red wine. You know the drill.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
She knows the drill. You better know the drill at this point, I'm hoping. And what was the other place you were from again?
Ukraine.
Okay, do you know how to say cheers in Ukrainian?
We looked it up, actually.
We're gonna play it.
Opluske.
Oh, opuske. Ready?
Opluske.
As Maddie's Ukrainian relatives would say,
Opluske.